Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a new shopped my stash video. So I do these every other month. I'm going to be going through the bag that I chose out in February, going through all of the products that I've been using really consistently for 2 months. I'm going to be decluttering a few products in here, and then I'm going to be showing you what I picked out for my April and May bag. I will link my playlist down below. I have my Shop My Stash and my Project Pan. I do these every other month, and this month is Shop My Stash. So if you want to see my reviews from my previous bag and see what I'm picking out for my new one, well, let me go ahead and get started. All right, so jumping into my bag here. So one face palette that I chose out was this one here from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 4 palette. This was one of their limited edition palettes that came out for holiday last year, I think it was. So you have 6 shades in here. So I have been not quite as enthusiastic about the Hourglass powders and face products as a lot of other people on YouTube seem to be, and it's one of those things that, like, I feel like I just keep trying to convince myself that one day I'm going to get there, and I'm excited to say that I feel like we have taken a step in the right direction, especially when it comes to the finishing powders. So these two right here are finishing powders, and you're supposed to put them all over your face once you have finished with your makeup, and it just kind of helps you like the look a little bit more glowy and beautiful and finished. Okay. You also have a highlighter in here, a bronzer, and 2 blushes. I do have the bronzer and then a mixture of the blushes on my face today, and then my Star Inspired highlight because duh. But I am starting to really come around, especially on the finishing powders. I have always liked the bronzer out of this palette, I will say that. I think it's a beautiful glowy bronzer without being too shimmery. I just think that it's really nice. The blushes I thought were fine, but they weren't necessarily favorites of mine. I don't really like the highlight out of here. It just doesn't do enough for me, which I like a little bit of an oomph with my highlight. But I am excited to say that I'm starting to like the finishing powders. I used one in a chatty get ready with me in a previous YouTube upload, and I was like, all right. I feel like it's one of those things that, like, when I get done doing my makeup and I like it, to add another step, I'm like, what if this really messes things up, you know? And that's why I was afraid of it, but I really am starting to come around on them. I also have been doing a lot of declutters recently. I've been doing a declutter every single week on my channel for like the last 8 weeks or something now, and I have pretty much decluttered all of my other single Hourglass products because I had a blush, and then I also had a finishing powder, and I was like, you know what, I have those, and I think the exact finishing powder I have in this palette. So I was like, I'm gonna declutter those. I'm just gonna keep this palette and, you know, just keep playing with the Hourglass products, and I really am starting to come around on them, which I'm very excited about. So I am going to be keeping this palette. I think that I'm gonna get some more use out of it, which that has me very excited. So that was a win. For my eyeshadow palette, I chose this one from Dose of Colors. This is the Friendcation palette. Again, I did a few Get Ready With Me's using this palette throughout the past 2 months here, and I really like this palette. I'm a big fan of it. I have recommended it so many times. I really like the different shades in here. I think that there's a lot you can do. You can layer the shimmers and the metallic shades. I like the mattes in here. Like, I just really like the shade selection. We do have the kind of like the 3 wild cards at the end here, but again, you can like mix and match. Like, you can layer these 2 shades over these ones down here, and they look really cool. This is just a nice palette. I still continue to recommend it, and it was fun to pull it back out and get a little more use out of it, if you will. Okay, a couple of products that I am going to be getting rid of. So one here is my mascara. This was from Woosh. This is their Flex and Curl 2-in-1 mascara. I typically try to choose a mascara that I've had open for a while or is about gone. I just use it really consistently throughout the 2 months, and then I go ahead and declutter it. I've had this mascara open for quite some time. Woosh Beauty used to be available at Ulta. I don't know if it is anymore. I liked the mascara, but it wasn't anything that totally blew me away, and because it's been open for a while and it's about gone, I just wanted to finish it off. But again, it's one of those mascaras that I thought was like good, but it didn't blow my socks off. And then also my eyeliner. I ran out of my eyeliner. Way to go, me. So this is from Pur. This is the On Point eyeliner in Not Sorry. I really do like Pur eyeliners. I've gone through them a lot. They have where when you put the cap on and twist it, it's automatically sharpening it inside, which is great because you always get a fine tip. And mine kept like not sharpening, and I kept putting it, I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? I'm like, oh, it's because you used it. You can't sharpen something that's gone, Samantha. So I'm not surprised because I thought this was a really cool shade. It was just, I don't know, it's kind of like a kind of like a gray. I thought it was neat. I thought it went with a lot of looks. I really do like Pure eyeliners. I definitely continue to recommend them. They're really smooth. They're easy to apply to the waterline. I like that they automatically sharpen because I don't have to go hunting for my pencil sharpener, which I've had to do a lot in the past few days. I don't know what's going on there. I keep putting it in a different spot. I'm like, why? Put it in the same spot, girlfriend. Get it together. But I did use this up, so I'm gonna go ahead and be tossing that. I need to do an empties video soon, and it's like one of those really weird YouTube conundrums where it's like, do I put this in my empties bin to show it twice, or do I just say, Samantha, throw your trash away? The things that we have to question as YouTubers. You just, honestly. The other product that I have used all the way up, this is from MAC. This is one of their Fix Plus sprays. This was the lavender. There's like this tiny little amount down here, and I tried so hard to use it today, but like even like the spray is just, it's not really doing anything. It's gonna cause more damage than it's gonna do good on my face. So I'm excited. I used this all the way up. I don't know, the Back to MAC program, I think you can take any product that you finished off to get a MAC lipstick, but obviously we can't go anywhere and everything is closed. So I don't know if I should continue to hang on to this, or I don't know when we're gonna be able to leave our house again. So, but I did go ahead and use up a Fix Plus from MAC. That is not my first. That is not my second Fix Plus. I think it's like my fourth Fix Plus that I've used all the way up. I really do like it, especially for melting powders in the face. I think that it's really nice. Another product that I am just going to, I'm gonna declutter. I really don't like it, and it broke. Big bummer. But this is the brow pencil that I chose out. This is from Nars. This is their Brow Perfector. Now the shade that I have is Auburn Cool. This was sent to me from Nars, and it's not a really good shade match for me. I don't know if you can see that amazing swatch right there, because I am the swatch queen, but it was almost just, I don't know, it was too dark on me, and just, something was off. It was just off. It didn't look great in my brows. The spoolie side broke, which was very sad because I do really like spoolies on my brow pencils for sure, but it just wasn't a favorite. And I like brow pencils like this, like the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I'm a big fan of that, but for whatever reason, I just never really got on with the Nars pencils. So that's why I decided to put it in my Shop My Stash and just like see what was going on, but didn't love it. I'm not gonna reach for it, so it's broken. So that one is going to go. Keeping it moving. I did put in here from TheBalm. This is the Take Home the Bronze bronzer in Oscar, or it's been renamed to Oliver. Still really like this one. Still attempting to hit pan on this one. Still not hitting pan on this one. Really no new updates here. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep trying it. One day, I'm gonna have an epic update for you. A product I got so much use out of this month. This was the powder that I chose. This is from Pat McGrath. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfectionist Setting Powder of the shade Light 1. I use this like crazy. I really, really like this setting powder. It is really finely milled. It's just really beautiful on the face, on the under eyes. I used it to set my whole face today. I did do a little Instagram tutorial just on my base makeup today, and then this eye look is in Friday's video if you're curious about that, using the new Natasha Denona Mini Retro. So I do a demo in there. So if you want to see how I got the eye look, you can check YouTube. Face makeup, base makeup is over on my Instagram. All right, but I really do like this setting powder from Pat McGrath. I definitely got a ton of use out of it, and I will continue to use it, so I will be keeping that one. I had two products from Elcie in here. One is the Pearl Radiance Primer. I like this primer. Out of all of the products that I purchased from Elcie, I think that I like the primer the best, actually. The only thing that drives me crazy is the cap never stays on. Like, I just had to go find the cap in the bag and put it on because it never stays on. But I do think that it's a really nice primer. I do have a primer in my project pan, a primer that I'm trying to use up. So I think I was using that one even more than the Elcie, but I still got plenty of uses out of it this month, and I do like it, so I'm going to keep that one around. And then I also put in here the highlight. This is the Eclipse highlighter in Luna. So I recently did my highlight collection declutter, and I did have this one in there, but I said that it was in my Shop My Stash bag, and I like to give my updates when I do my update video. But when I first pulled it out, and I did the video 2 months ago, and I said I was trying to decide if I want to keep this one. It's really not a favorite of mine. I think that it just looks a little bit too powdery on me. I like the shade. I like kind of more of this like light pink shade. I think that it's really pretty, but I was trying to decide if I want to keep it. I have decided I'm going to keep it around for a little bit longer. I feel like I got along with it, using it kind of more consistently, which is why I like to do the Shop My Stash, especially to decide if I want to keep products around. Because sometimes if I just use a product sparingly here and there, I can kind of get like, oh, I don't know, do I really need it around? So it just helps to use something consistently, and I did end up liking it. So it didn't turn into like a favorite, but I like it. So I am going to keep around the Elcie Highlight. I had two products from Cover FX. I had the Power Play foundation. So this one is in the shade P40. This is definitely a really light shade. So I wanted to grab it out at the beginning of the year when my tan has not fully developed yet. I don't know if I'm going to get much of a tan this year. Not really sure, but I still think that it's a really nice foundation. It's not like an absolute favorite of mine, but I still think that it's a good option. It doesn't like fail me in any way. It just didn't become an absolute favorite, but I like it, so I am going to keep it around. I have decided though that I'm going to declutter the Cover FX Power Play concealer. So I also recently did a concealer declutter, and I think it's mostly, I feel like the shade that I have is N Medium 1, and it wasn't always like my most perfect match, but I felt like I could make it work. And I don't know if it's maybe because I'm so fair right now that the difference is like really, I don't know, I just feel like something's off. Like I almost feel like the shade changed. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like something is just almost like a little bit different about this one. And it didn't turn into a favorite concealer of mine. Again, I liked it. I didn't really think that I had this one like on the chopping block or anything like that, but I guess I kind of did. And I don't know, just something about it. Once I started using it consistently, when I grabbed out the Shop My Stash bag, I didn't love it and didn't love it. I found myself, you know, I found myself reaching for other concealers more. So especially because I'm in such of like a declutter mood right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter the one from Cover FX, and I think I'll be okay with that. My lip products were next. So I have the Milani Keep It Full lip gloss. This is in Nude Shimmer. This is a really beautiful gloss. This actually won in my Shop My Stash. No, not my Shop My Stash. That is a video you are currently doing, Samantha, in my March Madness series. This was actually the winner along with a Colourpop lip liner, which I thought was really funny. But this is a really nice gloss from Milani. Sometimes it can get a little bit goopy on me. This is one where like I didn't really love it in the beginning, and then as I used it more, I kind of changed my mind about it, but then I kind of changed my mind back that I'm like, it still does kind of get goopy on me, and I don't like goopy lip glosses, but I still like it, so I am going to keep it around. I do think that it's fairly pretty. And then I had in here from Milk Makeup, this is their lip color in cream, and I did say that I was going to declutter this. This was the farewell tour for this lipstick. I really like it. I've had it for a long time. I thought it was a beautiful My Lips But Better type of shade. But Milk Makeup has reformulated their lip products. The formula is now different, so they don't even offer this one anymore. It looks completely different. They're more in like kind of like your traditional lipstick packaging tube and everything, and I don't like the formula as much, but I've also had this for a really long time. Like it's started to get like a little bit on the crusty side too, so I said it was going to be the farewell tour, and I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm really okay. It's all right that the time has come. So Milk Makeup, cream, you were really good to me, but this is where we part ways. All right, after that, that was everything in my Shop My Stash bag and what I am decluttering. Let me show you what I have picked out for April and May. All right, I have the next bag picked out here, and I feel like it looks like there's less products in here from last month, but let me explain what I got going on here. Okay, let's start off with the base. So for my primer, I chose this one from Ilia. This is the True Skin Radiant Priming Serum, firming and smoothing. I was like, I didn't make up the word firming, right? So this is from Ilia. I really like a lot of products from Ilia Beauty. They have definitely impressed me, but I do think that this is a really nice serum to even wear by itself or to wear before makeup. I think that it's really nice. I've used it with a lot of my foundations when I first got it, and I was testing it out, and I just think that it's a really nice base for any foundation and makes my skin look really nice, which I can definitely appreciate, okay? So this one from Ilia Beauty is going to be my primer. For my foundation, I grabbed a drugstore option from Revlon. This is the Photo Ready Candid foundation. I have the shade 240. I've actually been wearing it quite a bit this past week because I was thinking about putting it in my Shop My Stash bag. So it was like, even before I did the video, I was already like grabbing products, like I was ready to go. But I like this one. It's nice and lightweight. It's just kind of more medium coverage, and that's what I've been going for lately. I haven't been reaching for a lot of my really full coverage foundations, which I don't have a ton of, but I also haven't been, like, it's not time yet to start reaching for my like tinted moisturizers and BB creams and all of that. We're not quite there. We just had freezing rain last week, like not quite to that level. So this is just kind of like my nice in between. I think it makes my skin look really good. So this one from Revlon will be my foundation. And for my concealer, I chose another one from Ilia. This is the True Skin Serum Concealer. Again, another product that I'm just a fan of from Ilia. I think it has nice coverage. I think that it's really lightweight, and I'm a fan of it. I like this concealer, and I don't hear a lot about Ilia Beauty, so I thought I would put a couple items in my Shop My Stash and use them throughout the next 2 months and do some get ready with me's with them, and Instagram tutorials and all of that. So I'm excited for that. And for my powder, I've been noticing recently that I've been kind of wanting to reach for my pressed powders versus my loose powders, like the Pat McGrath. But I don't have a ton of pressed powder, so I kind of go back and forth between two. And next up is we're just gonna go back to Charlotte Tilbury. I've definitely been using my CoverGirl Healthy Vitals a lot because it's in my project pan. So I thought that I could bust out Charlotte once again because I haven't reached for her in quite some time. I obviously really do like this powder. I do have considerable pan in it, and just looking for something a little bit lighter. So I think that will be good to pull out. All right, for my bronzer, I wanted to do one that I feel like I don't reach for a ton, but I think that's a really nice bronzer, but it's from Dior. So it just like makes me feel really fancy when I use this one. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not fancy. Like, I'm not a fancy girl, you know? So like sometimes I just feel like I'm lying. But you know what? I think that's really beautiful, and I want to get some more use out of it. So this is the Dior Skin Mineral Nude Bronzer in 04. So I got this as a gift from a subscriber, but I think that's a really nice bronzer. And you know what? Like, switch things up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get some use out of my fancy bronzer, okay? And then for blush, again, I've been doing declutters a lot, but I didn't notice that this blush was missing, and I found it when I was reorganizing. So I did recently do my room transformation video for my office. I got new furniture, a new desk, a new vanity, a new bookshelf. I'd give a tour of my makeup collection, and while I was like tearing everything apart and then putting things back together, I found this blush. I can't remember where it was at, but it was stored in a different category collection of my makeup, and I forgot about it. So I was like, I'm gonna put it in my Shop My Stash. I made a little note. It's like, I'm gonna put it in my Shop My Stash to see, do I want to keep it around, since I technically forgot that I had it. Oh, great. This is from Flower Beauty. This is one of their blush bombs, and I have the shade Nectar, which is just like a nice peachy color. Now, I don't do liquid products very often, so it's probably why I didn't notice that it was gone, because I just don't reach for them a lot. Man, I used like such a small amount, and you still get like, that's a lot. That's a lot going on. Now, I did buy this myself, and I think that there was, I want to say at the time that I was buying, some of the shades were sold out, because I don't go for this color of blush very often. If you know my Chick Lit blush that I did with my Ofra collab, like, this doesn't scream the Chick Lit blush, but you know, I got it anyways. And again, as someone who doesn't go for cream or liquid often, like, I just kind of forgot about it. So I'm gonna put it in my Shop My Stash, try to get some use out of it, see what I think, see if I want to keep it around. So that's from Flower Beauty. And then for my highlight, I have this one from Colourpop. This is the On The Cusp. This is a Super Shock highlighter. So I grabbed this one because, again, on my highlight declutter, I kept this one and also Flexitarian. Flexitarian has been a favorite of mine for a while. I've had it in like Project Pan videos and all of that, but I decided to also keep On The Cusp just because I really like this formula, so I wanted to keep it around. And then it was well after I did that declutter, I was like, was that smart? Should I have kept both of them? Because I kind of like to focus on Flexitarian, but I don't know, even swatching this one, I'm like, it just seems like a me shade. Flexitarian can almost be like, it can maybe even pull a little bit too light sometimes, or you can go overboard. I don't know. I just want to see if I made a good decision with my declutter, and if I decide that I want to keep this one at the end of the 2 months for the Shop My Stash. But I feel like I'm going to. I feel like I already know the answer, but you never know. We'll see. You never know. Okay, that's my highlight. That's my choice, and I'm sticking with it. For my mascara, I just chose this one from CoverGirl. This is the Exhibitionist Mascara. I've just had this one open for a while, and I know I just wore it I'm gonna say a few days ago, but it feels like it was like,
it's been 84 years.
3 weeks ago that I wore this, and I can feel that we're kind of getting down to the bottom. So again, I just like to put a mascara in here and try to use it up over these next 2 months. For my brow pencil, I decided to pull out this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Wiz in Taupe. We have a non-broken spoolie on one side, which is great. But then, again, kind of similar to the Benefit Precisely My Brow. Now, what I find interesting is that I've been using this the past like week or so here. I've been using it more, and I feel like I'm liking it. I don't know what's going on there, but I feel like I am. And so I decided to put it into my Shop My Stash to kind of give me another excuse, because I just always have this bag sitting next to me at my desk, so it's easy for me to pull products out of. And I don't know, I feel like I want to give this one another chance. I still feel like it's not an absolute favorite. Like, it hasn't topped my Benefit Precisely My Brow right now, so there's that. But I feel like I like it more than when I first tried it. And I feel like I've tried it a couple times throughout my time on YouTube, because so many people love the Brow Wiz. It's gone for sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty a lot, so people always seem to be talking about it around those times and buying it and like buying multiples at a time. But I feel like I'm starting to change my mind on this one, which is kind of freaking me out, because I've always been like, no, the Brow Wiz, no. And now I'm like having different thoughts. So that's why the Brow Wiz is in my Shop My Stash. All right, for my eye products, I decided to do something a little bit different, because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes coming up here that are new, that I've either already gotten and I want to keep trying them out because I'm really feeling them, that I just got, like the mini retro from Natasha Denona. I just got the Lilac You a Lot from Colourpop in the collection with Makeup Just for Fun. The new Sigma Beauty palette just came. I just got the 4 eyeshadow quads from Charlotte Tilbury. Like, there's a lot happening right now. So when I was thinking about grabbing an eyeshadow palette, I was almost getting overwhelmed, because I was like, there's just so many eyeshadow palettes right now. So I decided to do something a little bit different. And my most recent declutter that I filmed was my like single eye products, glitters, pigments, Super Shock shadows, and all of that. So in the spirit of that, I decided to just be really random and throw. I'm not throwing anything. Well, and throw these into my Shop My Stash bag. Yeah, that makes sense. You got it, girl. You're an author. You write words every day. Some days, not every day. Let's not talk about that. Okay, so the 3 products that I chose out, this is from Sigma. This is their eyeshadow base primer. I chose the shade Bubbly. I have 2, but I really, really like Bubbly. You can wear this all over by itself. So this is Bubbly right here. I can wear it all over, just like a really fast and easy look, and just add some mascara and you're good to go. Or you can wear it as a primer to help your eyeshadows last a little bit longer, or even just like inner corner. There's a lot of uses that you can do with this one, which I really do like. And then I also grabbed out, I decluttered a lot of my Super Shocks from Colourpop. They're not my favorite eye product, and I also go for my palettes a lot, but this one I thought was really pretty. This is a little Quarky. This came out in the Coconuts collection, and I just thought it was a fun shade, so I decided to pull this one out because, okay, I got a lot of swatches going on right now, but I thought this would be a fun shade. So this one is kind of like in the middle here. This is the Colourpop Highlight. So this is a little Quarky. Again, I could wear those 2 together. I could wear just that all over my lid and call it a day. I mean, I could mix in a matte if I wanted to. You know what? We just got like things going on, okay? So I thought that one was fun. And then I also decided to put in, this was like what I grabbed at last minute. I initially just had those 2, and then I was like, how about the Hourglass Scattered Light eyeshadow in Reflect? I had a couple different people tell me ways that they use this, like doing their eyeshadow like with a regular powder product and then just using this on top for a little like sheen. And I was like, you know, okay, I could try. Usually I just try this one pretty much by itself. So that's the swatch over here on my hand, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull it back in, because I thought I was gonna declutter it and only keep the Marc Jacobs, but as I was in the middle of the declutter, I was like, you know, I just don't want to give it up yet, so why not put it into my Shop My Stash and try to get some use out of it. So kind of like wild card selection for this Shop My Stash, but I feel like it's gonna be easier than me like forcing myself to put an eyeshadow palette in there when I know I have so many palettes that I'm trying to review and trying to get looks out with. Just the thought overwhelmed me, so that's what we got going on. For my eyeliner, I decided to do something crazy, since, you know, I know those are like really neutral things that I picked up. There's kids riding tractors in the street. This is what Iowa has come to. So this is the green liner. Honestly, I haven't used the Marc Jacob liners in a really long time. I feel like I'm probably gonna have to declutter this one. So this is kind of like the farewell tour because man, I loved these at one point. I would recommend that. Like, there wasn't a Sephora VIB sale video that went by without me recommending these liners from Marc Jacobs. They were expensive, but I purchased a lot of them myself too. But I feel like because I've had them for so long, even doing the swatch, I could tell that it felt a little bit dry. So again, just another farewell tour for a product that I once loved so much, but I think it's going to be time to pass on. And then we just have a few products left for my spray. This is from Urban Decay, the All Nighter Summer Solstice. I'm about out of this one. I actually just finished up my Urban Decay Chill Spray. The MAC spray I just finished up. I'm going through my setting sprays like a boss because I had too many. Even doing a declutter, I still had a lot. So I'm gonna try to finish this one off. I really do like it though. And then lastly, for my lips, I decided to put in Colourpop Beeper. I really like the Colourpop lip liners, and I think Beeper is such a fun shade. So it's just a little, like, it's a pink nude, but like a little bit deeper and almost has a little bit of mauve in it. I think that it's a really pretty shade. And I also wanted to pull out this lipstick from Huda Beauty. This is in Joyride, one of her matte bullet lipsticks, power matte bullet lipsticks, I think was the proper name for it. And those are like shade, I mean, those are like really similar. I was gonna say shade dupes, but I feel like Huda Beauty is maybe just a little bit more on the nude side. Like, it's just like a tinge lighter, but those are so similar to one another, so I thought that they would pair really well. And I haven't reached for this a lot. As I was putting together my vanity, I have a top drawer, and I put the lipstick, I put a bunch of lipsticks in there, and then I found this one and I was like, because it's this like box packaging, it's hard to fit with my other lipsticks, which means it kind of got like lost in the sea of lipsticks for a while. So I wanted to pull it back out and get some use out of it. So a nude lip combo for this month's Shopped My Stash, which I know is super shocking. But after that, that is it. Those are my thoughts from my previous bag and quite a few items that I'm decluttering or I used up, which is very exciting. And then my new bag. So in May, I will have a project pan and I will be back in June. It is crazy to say that. April, May, June. I'm like, am I right? I will be back in June for another Shopped My Stash bag update. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you're still enjoying this series. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.